your background, you were with Billabong prior to that, correct?
Yeah, I did 10 years as an art director and creative director on product there.
And when you were doing that, did you always know you wanted to go somewhere bigger than that or do something bigger than that?
Not necessarily. At the time, Billabong was the right, perfect fit for me based on where the company was and my background, my passions, my interests. And, we had a good thing there, great run in the early 2000s, just the way the industry was shaping up and the way the athletes were shaping up. And it was a really nice fit. I think towards the end, it was just a realization that there's more out there, and there's an entrepreneurial part of me and a bit of a DIY spirit in me that was exposed to the idea of building something for myself with my partners, and having the chance to create or invent a brand from scratch was interesting to me as a creative.
Yeah, that's cool. I think as entrepreneurs, at least in my head, like I never really doubt, is it going to happen? I just kind of have to put together when it will happen. Some of these goals, jumping from being 10 years in big corporate to entrepreneurship, what was that transition like? Did you have to switch some mindset stuff, or do you have to learn any hard lessons?
Yeah, that's a common question that comes up a lot. That was the first time in my life I had been faced with that. I came to Billabong right out of college, and I had actually worked with them independently in some freelance work prior. I'd started with Billabong when I was 16. So I kind of did that as a side hustle hobby, getting my fingers wet as a creative and learning the ins and outs of the industry. And then did some school and then went right into Billabong. And so I had never really been at a crossroads at a career, Right. And so personally, it was a bit of a mindset that said, hey, there's an opportunity here. The stars don't always align like this. Through the years, there's always ideas and projects and side hustles and things that come up, but to jump at them 100% or to switch full time, there was always, one or two components that were amiss. Maybe it was a great idea, but didn't have the financing behind it, or maybe the team was fantastic, but the actual business model wasn't that great. So with Stance, it was the first time that everything aligned, and luckily I was aware enough to see that it checked all the boxes and made me think, if there's ever a startup that's going to work, Stance could be it. So these opportunities don't come around that often. So this is a good one to jump on. And it was a moment. Also, it was a bit of a realization for me when, I realized, hey, there's always risk in jumping off on your own and starting something new. And there's no guarantees that anything's going to work. You could check all the boxes. You can have the right team and the financing, the product, and everything's right, but anything can happen along the way. So there's never a guarantee. I had to realize that. But there was a moment when I just thought, even if this doesn't work, I can still go back to what I was doing prior. Maybe not with Billabong, but with a similar company, similar job, similar pay scale. And so we thought, well, let's give it 2 years. And if we're that far along at that moment in time, we're going to know if the company is going to work or not. We're going to be able to prove our theory or not. And if it works, great. And if not, we'll just go back to what we were doing. So when you look at it from that point of view, it didn't seem as scary or as risky. And there was something nice about kind of taking your future into your own hands. There was something nice about being able to apply a nice DIY attitude and try and build something from scratch. And that was interesting to me. Billabong at the time was big and it was powerful and it was fun and there was a lot going on, but it still had, a level of corporate structure where at the time, I wasn't near the top, and I don't even know if I was on the track to be at the top. And so being able to be a partner in a business was attractive from a business point of view. And then I was able to layer in all my just sense of creativity and brand building and create something for ourselves. So that was attractive.